Dear students, now we continue the remaining part of the heartbeat, origin and conduction of beat, how it happens. देखिए, ऐसे node, sino-auricular node, it is also known as pacemaker. It is present in right auricle. So it is in depolarized state. And action potential at that time is minus 80 MB. Impulses are generated, then these impulses are conducted to AV node. Internodal fibers of SA node degenerate impulses while action potential is minus 80 MB. It is in depolarized state. Then this impulse is conducted to AV node. From AV node it is conducted to bundle of his. From bundle of his to both the branches of ventricle. From there it reaches to Purkinje fibers. Finally it reaches to walls of ventricles. They are in depolarized state. Then ventricular systole occurs. So this thing you have to remember. Question is asked that at what MB SA node generates action potential or impulses. This is in depolarized state. It is also asked. This is the flow chart. Sometimes it is given in disordered way. You have to write it in correct way. It may be asked. Questions are asked in twisted form. Anyway, this is the way and this is the flow chart, how it is originated and how it is conducted to other parts. Now, how much work is done by the heart? That is known as cardiac output. How many beats are there? That is known as heart rate. How many beats per minute? And how much blood is pumped? That is known as stroke volume. So, this way we calculate cardiac output. There are three things. One is cardiac output, second is heart rate, third is the stroke volume. Out of these three things, if any two things are given and third one is asked, then you can answer by the application of simple arithmetic. If cardiac output is asked, generally it is asked in numerical form also. So this one example I am writing. In normal conditions, in a young and healthy man, heart beats are 72 per minute. And in 1 beat 70 ml blood is pumped. So 72 into 70, then it comes 5040 milliliter. Approx quantity is 5 liter. This is the cardiac output. If heart rate is not given, stroke volume is given and cardiac output is given, then by manipulating the formula you can find. If stroke volume is asked and these two things are given, you can also find. That I am not going to tell. Now if heartbeat is not going well, heart pressure is not going well, or some other disease is related with heart, so this is the initial diagnosis, a medical diagnosis. This is a graph, so questions are asked on this graph also. So ECG, electrocardiogram, patients suffering with heart problems, so that initial diagnosis is done by this graph. So it is a of normal condition. There are 5 peaks: P, Q, R, S and T. And once more I am repeating: P, Q, R, S, T. P and T, they are studied separate. Q, R and S. This is these three waves, Q, R and S. That is a complex. It is known as QRS complex. Now we start from the beginning. P wave, it is in depolarization of auricles. When it is in depolarization condition, auricles response to impulse, then this type of wave is generated, P. Then QRS complex, together we study. This is the depolarization of ventricles. Depolarization of ventricles. Then this type of wave is going on. If auricles, ventricles are working well and wave is going well, then this type of shape of the peak we get. This is QRS complex. Depolarization of ventricles, mainly pumping contractions. Then ventricles, they repolarize, then they get this type of peak. So it is a standard peak. If patient's peak differ little bit, that much is diagnosed. So if difference in the peak is coming during the diagnosis, then the standard peak, we compare it and this preliminary diagnosis is completed.